We start this noon with breaking news on a South Side murder. This is surveillance video of the moment Lynchburg police found an armed suspect in an overnight manhunt. The whole ordeal forced a neighborhood in the area of Old Graves Mill Road to shelter in place. On the South Side, a man is now in custody accused of shooting an elderly woman. The Supreme Court is keeping the status quo on the abortion drug mifepristone, at least for now. The High Court granted a full stay of a lower court order from a judge in Texas over the FDA's approval of the pill. 7 murders in 1 month. That's what the city of Roanoke is grappling with right now. ABC 13's Claire Foley has how city leaders are saying enough is enough. We want to make sure you get the best deals at the pump around town. According to Gas Buddy, your best bet in Lynchburg is getting gas at the Marathon on Lakeside Drive. Tonight, baseball is back in the Hill City, and we are minutes away from the Lynchburg Hillcats home opener against the Myrtle Beach Pelicans.
Who doesn't love a good ball game?
There is some much needed good news if you are on the hunt for a new home. The National Association of Realtors says that U.S. home prices declined 3.1% in May. If you take out that same mortgage today, the interest would have doubled. So you'd pay $187,000 in interest on it. Take a look at this map. This is where the different schools are. The first scenario calls for Fort Hill Community School to close. The second one includes closing or converting Deerington Elementary. The shooting here on Culbreth Road last night has left this campus in mourning as well as in shock. I'm hearing from students that they're stunned, in disbelief, and that this is going to be painful for the UVA community for quite a while. Both sides are very passionate. If you look behind me here on this side, this group is here rallying in opposition to the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade. I'm in the middle of it right now. But if you walk with me over to this side, you'll see a very different group. This group is here because they are pro-life. They tell me that they showed up here tonight because this group was going to be here. So this is a counter-protest. The payload of the balloon, which carried the equipment, is estimated to be about the size of not 1, not 2, but 3 school buses. Every time a car rolls up with a new student here to move in, you get a big welcome from this group right here. And if you take a walk with me over here, you know, there's so many folks here on campus welcoming students back, including President Dr. Don D. Costin. How are you doing today?
Doing well, Mia. Thanks so much. Fancy meeting you here.
I know it, right? Well, you know, we wanted to talk with you today and just want to hear what has been a highlight of welcoming students back to campus today.
This is like our Super Bowl.
As the new president here at Liberty University, what would you say you're looking forward to most about this upcoming year?
Everything.
So what I know right now, a fire broke out earlier this morning on Bridge Street here in the town of Bedford, and officials tell me they believe it started in the Sister to Sister Cafe right down here. Around 10:30 on Friday night, this giant tree fell on this quadplex. You can see the amount of damage that it's done.
ABC 13's Mia Nelson spoke one-on-one with Chief Ryan Zudema on what can be done to get rid of the city of gangs.
When we can identify criminal street gang members that are involved in crimes, we're going to aggressively pursue them.
Police Chief Ryan Zudema tells me Lynchburg has 17 criminal street gangs made up of 90 members and 120 associate or suspected members. He tells me that they're seeing a similar number of members this year as they've seen over the last couple of years.
There's a very small segment of our society that's responsible for a disproportionate amount of crime, and that's where we're going to focus our resources and our efforts to try and weed those individuals out of our community so that the rest of our law-abiding citizens can enjoy themselves.
Zudema says they use a variety of investigative resources to get these numbers. How do you know how many gangs there are in Lynchburg?
Everything from combing through social media, certainly looking at Department of Corrections, the local jails, other law enforcement agencies, and we compile all that information. There's other investigative techniques we use that I'm certainly not going to disclose because obviously we don't want those folks who are involved in those criminal street gangs to know how we're going about identifying them.
Zudema tells me gang prevention is a community effort. What do you think can be done to prevent young people from getting involved in gangs?
We've got to wrap a lot more resources around our young men and young women in our community. We can't wait until they're involved in criminal activity to try and engage with them. You know, that's where we need the public's help.
Zudema adds, this is a problem we need to address collectively. If you witness criminal activity, he says they need you to report it. The information you have may be the one piece of the puzzle that helps them solve a case. One thing we learned today is that Ferris was dating the woman he's accused of hitting with his car back in March. 3 witnesses took the stand today. The state trooper who arrived on scene, a witness to the incident, and Ferris's then-girlfriend, Julie Miles. Miles says this all happened after a tire blew out while they were on their way to dinner. She says Ferris got aggressive and she decided to walk away. She says Ferris drove up alongside her and was screaming at her to get in the car. She says he turned and hit her with the driver's side of the car, knocking her onto her hands and knees. We've reached out to Ferris since he was first charged to try and speak to him on camera and haven't been able to talk to him. Today, I tried to ask him a few questions as he entered the courtroom. Hi, my name's Mia Nelson. I'm a reporter with ABC 13 News. Could we ask you a few questions about the charges that you're facing?
I've got to meet with my attorney. I appreciate it, though.
Do you think that you should be running for the district when you're dealing with these charges? You said that you believe the charges are false. Do you stand by that? Ferris is charged with malicious wounding, failure to stop at an accident, and a misdemeanor of reckless driving. The defense attorney asked the judge to dismiss the felony charges. He said Ferris did not intend to hurt Miles and there was no malice. But in the end, the judge did certify them. The case is now heading to a Campbell County grand jury. They meet next in September. In Campbell County, Mia Nelson, ABC 13 News. Today I sat down with Kingston's mother, Shay Fowler, as well as his grandmother and aunt. Fowler tells me Kingston was an innocent child whose life was taken, and she wants whoever did this to be held accountable.
I believe I can fly to the sky. I believe I can fly.
My son was innocent and they took him, so it affected us. We were innocent. He was innocent.
A senseless act of violence took the life of Shay Fowler's only son, Kingston Campbell. She says he was always happy and loved playing with his 2 sisters.
They miss their brother every day.
The last time she saw Kingston alive was when he, along with his stepdad and sisters, brought her dinner at work on the evening of the shooting.
When I got off at 12 is when I went in the house and I seen my son in his bed dead. I just started screaming because I already knew when I saw him, he was laying face down, so I knew he was dead.
This Saturday, Kingston would have celebrated another birthday. Knowing that this would have been his 7th birthday, how does that make you feel?
A lot. I feel like 6 years wasn't enough with him, and he should have been here for his 7th birthday. It's not right or fair to him or me or my family.
The loss weighs on the entire family.
It's hard to move on with life knowing that we have one that's gone that wasn't supposed to go like that. It's hard not having any answers or anything, and I have to, still carry on and go to work.
More than a month and a half since Kingston's death, and there are still no arrests. Do you think enough is being done to find whoever did this?
In my opinion, no, because I feel like somebody, I don't have any answers. It's been over a month, so in my opinion, no, you're not doing enough because somebody should be arrested or something by now.
What's helping the family deal with their grief is faith and hope.
Just hope that Kingston will get his justice.
I did reach out to police today for the latest on the investigation. I have not heard back, but the last time I spoke with the chief of police, he said they are committed to finding those responsible. This family pleads with you to remember Kingston's name. They don't want this case to go unsolved. They ask that you please speak up if you know anything about Kingston's death so that there can be justice. Back to you.